Hey boys and girls, today you're going to need to take out your iReady workbooks. So if you need to pause the video while you look for that book, go ahead. And we are going to open up to Lesson 12, page 188, learning more about text features. Over the last couple of weeks, we were talking about text features, things like table of contents, your glossaries, words that are in bold, headings, subheadings, things that are important when you as a reader are reading that you want to stop and look at because they might help you. Diagrams, vocabulary words, the way passages are set up. So today on page 188, you have text features, part 2. And they're going to talk about glossaries, indexes, and table of contents. It tells you that books have text features you can use to help you find and understand key facts as important ideas. These features include table of contents, glossaries, and indexes. These are things that we talk about, for example, last week when we read Sacagawea. We always take a look at the table of contents. We look to see if there are any vocabulary words. At the end, we look at the index and the glossary if we want to go back in the book to find specific information. So I know you've done a really good job with those skills. Here it's just reviewing that your table of contents is at the front of the book. It lists the sections and chapters of the books. It tells what is important in each of those sections. The glossary is at the back of the book. It gives the meaning of important words in the text. An index is at the back of the book. It gives a list of all of the topics in a book. The topics are listed in ABC order. It also gives page numbers where the topics are found. And here are some examples. At the bottom of your page, your table of contents, your glossary, and your index, which we've seen in our leveled readers. What you're going to do on page 189 is you're going to pretend, make sure you can see that you're reading a book called How Electric Cars Work. Draw a line from each item in what you want to find to the correct text feature in the text features you would use. So go ahead and pause your video. You're going to draw 3 lines on this page to the information they're giving you to match which text feature. And what I'm going to do after you've paused is I'm going to hold up the answer for you right here. So go ahead and check your work. The meaning of accelerator would match to the glossary. The page number where you can find information about the battery would be in the index. And a list of chapters about electric cars in the book would go to the table of contents. Okay, so check your answers there. On the bottom of this page, you see phrases and words like key facts, index, glossary, table of contents. Those are important words that we're learning about text features. And these are things that we've talked about, again, from the beginning of the year. In the next section, we're going to read a science text, and we're going to find the information that would go along with that. So you can turn the page to hot air balloons. If I'm going too fast, you can pause at any time. In this passage, you can see the title at the top, Hot Air Balloons by Rachel Nelson. You can see the table of contents. You can see a glossary. You can see our passage with the heading and bold words. So before you take a minute to read, just take a minute to look at those text features that are on this page. You can pause the video to read Chapter 1, What are hot air balloons? A hot air balloon is a type of aircraft. The part that looks like a balloon is called an envelope. The balloon rises when the envelope is filled with hot air from a flame. There is a basket below the envelope that people can ride in. Table of contents. Chapter 1. What are hot air balloons? Page 1. Chapter 2. The history of ballooning. Page 5. Chapter 3. How balloons work. Page 11. Chapter 4. Building and flying a balloon. Page 14. Glossary. A machine that can fly is an aircraft. The basket is the part of a hot air balloon that people ride in. And the envelope is the part of a hot air balloon that holds heated air. So we got to read this science passage. What is this text passage mostly about? The main topic. If you said hot air balloons, you would be correct. How does the hot air balloon rise? If you said hot air from the flame fills the envelope of the balloon and it rises up into the air, which you get from this passage, you would be correct. And in which part of the hot air balloon do people ride? If you said the basket, you would be correct. So what you're going to do next is pause our video and take a look at page 191. Look at the text features. And in this column, it tells us, what do we want to find? Who made the first hot air balloon? What does the word aircraft mean in the book Hot Air Balloon? Why does the balloon rise when it is filled with hot air? Which text feature would you use to find that information? Your choices will be table of contents or glossary. And I'll give you a hint. You're going to use table of contents twice. So who made the first hot air balloon? That would be your table of contents. What does the word aircraft mean when used in this passage here? Your glossary. And at the bottom here, why does the balloon rise when it is filled with air? Would be your table of contents. If I want to find out who made the first hot air balloon, I see that in the text there's a glossary and a table of contents, and I know that my glossary gives me the definitions. I know the table of contents gives me information and where I can find that in the book. Okay. And we're going to stop there for today. So put a little Post-it note or a mark in your book so you know where to pick up tomorrow.